Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Distance Dilemma podcast. My name is Shaun, and I'm in Dublin, Ireland. This is Imran. He is in Tunis, Switzerland. This is our long distance friendship podcast. This is episode number 29. Imran, how are you, my friend?
I was debating whether you were going to be able to remember the number or not. I was like, he just went from work mode straight to the podcast, so it was like that contrast. If you could get the number right in your head.
Literally, like, just off. Well, I say off my desk, but like, I literally haven't got up. I literally have just finished work for the day, and I've gone straight into this. You
Yeah,
know, so I was kind of. It's just so routine now at this point. Like, I'm just I'm doing my sleep, as they say.
he's a
You
he's
know.
a well-oiled machine. He is.
Yeah, like started moving. I'm not doing this for the podcast, but I like moved all like my content creation stuff from using CapCut to
Okay.
using like a professional like video editing software, DaVinci Resolve, which
How you finding that?
I've only been doing it for like 2 days, man. But fuck me, it's like trying to learn Italian when you don't know it's through Spanish when you don't speak Spanish.
Yeah,
Or like
yeah.
you can only remember Spanish from school, like or whatever language you did. Like it's just like because CapCut is great because it like makes things very user friendly. Like it's why
Simplistic.
it's it's
Yeah.
simple, and I'll still use CapCut for the podcast things because it's quick and efficient. And to be fair, whenever I ask the AI thing and that to do the captions, it's fairly accurate. Like it gets my name wrong all the time because it'll say SEAN. That's not really
Yeah, yeah.
you can't really help that. But whenever we say the girls' names, like whenever I say it, like one of us says Nicola's name, it always like 9 times out of 10 comes up as Nicholas with a H because it'll usually be
Really?
Nicholas. Yeah, it
Oh,
comes up.
Nicholas. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, like that's the way it'll pick up. Or
Must
like
be your
Simone is
main way of
constantly.
spelling it.
Yeah, Simone's constantly Simon, but she gets that in real life as well. Like she goes to Starbucks and says Simone, her couple say Simon.
Simone.
Simone.
I think I always call Simone that.
Yeah,
I was like, Simone, how is Simone
Simone.
getting on? I literally just got her hair cut, so I'm in that like awkward sitting phase where I haven't had a shower and all the little hairs are like on the back of my neck and on my
Yes.
back. So if you see me twitching, anyone that's watching on YouTube, that's what it is. I don't
Itchy
have
McGee.
rabies.
Got nits.
Weird
You just have
contrast.
psoriasis like me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. How have you been?
Yeah, good. Back to form this week, sort of with rehearsals and football. And I went to the gym the other day, and the bench press machine was broke. And like, do you remember we were talking about like our routines the other day? Of, like, I like to go and to the gym and do the same thing. It's not even like someone was on it, so I could go do something else. Like the bench thing, the whole thing was like do not use, and I was like, well, fuck.
I wonder
So
what was wrong with it though. Like, did someone
I
like
don't
just
know.
smash the chair up after they
It,
didn't get
it,
their
it,
rep?
it looked fine to me, but obviously there was something up with it. Like I couldn't tell there was anything wrong just from looking at it, But it was like don't use that area, and I was like, okay, shit, what do I do? So like when you have to just like improv in the gym, like right, we're just gonna go for like a rogue ass fucking strength exercise that I've seen other people do, and it's still hurting me now, so it must have done something, you know.
Have you ever seen anything like wild in the gym, like someone doing a random exercise? Like when I used to go to Ben Dungeon and Blanche used to be a guy that used to shadow box, but he used to get like really close to the mirror when he was shadow boxing. And there was one day where he actually like hit. Obviously, he was like practicing whatever moves, his combos that he was doing, but he actually hit the glass. And then I could see him like let out a yelp, like ah, like obviously he hurt himself because he obviously wasn't trying to hit the glass. So like stuff like that, or like people with the resistant bands, for like people trying to like practice how to do pull-ups. I seen
Yeah.
one guy before who like went to do the pull-up and the band like snapped and he like went upside down and fell over. But like I wouldn't really call that like unusual to see in the gym because I've seen like a lot of people do that. But
No.
is there anything
Do,
like wild you've seen?
nothing like too wild. Like I've seen people do like kind of annoying things. Like there was a guy the other day, and there's a fellow that goes to the gym. Like I see him. Like I go 3 times a week. I'd see him at least twice a week, and he was doing like strength things. But he like no joke had 8 weights with him. He had taken 8 weights, so he had taken everything from 5 kg up to 15 kg
So annoying.
with him, two of each of them, and he had them all laid out. It's like it was like he was like collecting them and showcasing them. And I was like, man, you're not like that. That wrecks my head. It's like, right, okay, I get like you want to do your different exercises and stuff, but man, like you don't need you don't need 4 or 5 different sets of weights there, man. Like, and like it was, I could see a few other people were like, man, come on. It's like I usually do an exercise because the bench thing was broke, and then I usually do an exercise with like a 10 kg or a 12.5 kg weight, and he had both of them, and he had the 7.5 as well. So my options were 2.5 or 20 kg for doing my reps, and I was like, one, I'm gonna break my arm, or two, I'm just not gonna feel any effect
anything
whatsoever. Like, you know. So I've seen, and then there's another one where, like, in the changing room, there's a guy who, like, goes in and plays like old Western Americana and blares it, like, while he's getting changed. Like, you know, like, we're all, like, he goes in the shower and, like, is blaring like proper, like, old school Americana music.
Does he have, like,
and
a cowboy hat on and like a
no, like, you wouldn't, like, you, like, it's all real, like, I think not this type of song. It's like a deeper cut than this song, but it's like songs like "Horse with No Name" and like real Americana Elvis songs, and like stuff that you see, like "My Girl," like, but like not those songs, like deeper cuts, like a lot of more niche songs that it's not the basics, like, you know, which isn't bad, but it's just like, it's weird to be in the change room with like five other lads, they're all in the nip trying to get changed as quick as possible, and this fella's there belting out Elvis, like, you know,
5 a.m. in the morning, like cowboy boots on.
Yeah,
I had that same thing on a Monday. Sorry for going to crash you, but I had the same thing on a Monday because I just remembered it now. I was like trying to do an exercise. It's like incline. I think it's called incline bench press. It's basically just the free weights, and it's the same movement for your chest. And there was this guy who took the 10, the 12.5, the 15, and the 17.5, but he had only one of each. Like, so one weight of each one. So there was one
That's
left.
Actually worse. That's
so
worse
I was like,
so
I was waiting, and then I waited like 5 minutes, and I asked him, I was like, alright, can I use that, and then I'll give it back to you? And he was like, I'm not finished with it. I was like, okay, that's not what I asked. But I was like, okay, so I'll just take the 10 and 12.5. So I was doing like one, but like, you know, when you're trying to do them at the same time, I could feel like one was stronger on the right hand side. So every movement I was doing, it was like heavy, light, heavy, light, heavy, light, and I could feel the difference. And I tried swapping arms, like I'd do 5 heavy, and then I'd swap over and then do 5 light on the other side. But then my arms felt like so weird for like the next 10 minutes, because it was like I was basically lifting a balloon. Because, you know, you're dropping the weight down so much that your muscle thinks that it's a lot lighter, and it's trying to push the tendon back in your muscle. It was wild. I was just asking the guy, like, he had all the weights in front of him, but he wasn't using them within each movement. Like, I thought he was going like up and then down. He was like sporadic with which weight he was using, and I could see.
Yeah, he was using like one weight every 5 minutes. Like, he wasn't using
literally.
Yeah, that type of shit wrecks my head.
And I offered to, like, you know, like, use it beside him for like literally probably 5 minutes. I bang out the exercises and then just give it back to him, just so I can take it off the box, like, and then move on to the next exercise. It's probably my biggest pet peeve in the gym.
Yeah, for sure. Like, and like, I know, like, for me as well, like, in the gym, I like to like get in. Do you know what makes it worse? Do you ever like see when someone is doing that, but they're also talking to loads of people as well? So they're also, not only are they like doing their, like, I'm not bitching at the fact that they're doing their exercise. Like, everybody's got their goals and first come first served, all that. But like, they're doing that. They're taking so many weights up, and then they're they're talking to other people in the meantime, or they go out and they'll answer their phone, or they're scrolling their phone. Like, you can see they're scrolling on Instagram or TikTok or something. Like, they're not taking an emergency phone call. So you have all that, and then you're just sat there waiting for it. And you're like, because like I like to, now I know this is like more me, but like I want to get in. I've said this in the podcast before, lads. I don't love going to the gym. I want to get in and out of that place as fast as humanly possible. Like, you know.
Same.
So like, I will do my reps and like I'll take a 30-second breather between. But like, sometimes I do want to start. Like, sometimes I'm like 20 seconds between my gap between like my my sets. Like, and I'm just like, I want to go just to get it out of the way. But I don't know, because I know you're supposed to actually wait, because if you start again too early, you will actually injure yourself.
Yeah.
But like, I'm real, like, I just want to go and get out here. It's not even like a caffeine or creatine. Like, I don't drink caffeine at all. Like, you know, it's not even like a caffeine boost or a buzzer or like like, I literally only drink water before I go to the gym. It's
Have you ever
literally
used like a pre-workout?
No.
I remember when I used to actively go when I was in school, and this is when I lived in Dunboyne, and I lived right beside the gym, like literally a 3-minute walk. And I started taking pre-workout, and obviously I'd never taken any kind of creatine or any kind of pre-workout form like that. And anyway, I started taking it for a while. It was a bit of a shock at the start because you have so much like energy boost, and then you crash then in the evening time. But my mate was like, try C4. It's like this small yellow capsule. You'll probably see it in most of the gym vending machines. And I took it, and I couldn't do my workout. After 15 minutes, I had like, my body was like having the shakes because it was way too much, like way too much caffeine. Like for my usage, because I don't really drink caffeine that much. Now I drink a lot of coffee now. I don't really drink soft drinks anymore unless I'm going out for dinner or something like that. But my body went into like a complete shock. It just did not know how to deal with the caffeine levels. Obviously, there's other people that probably have a lot of caffeine throughout the course of the day. But that was for me like a big wake up call. I was like, you know what, I'm not having pre-workout anymore. I'll just stick to the water and do it that way.
Yeah, I'm trying to take that I'm not trying to like be like too like pedantic about this, but like I'm trying my best to like just have like the kind of like whole foods kind of approach to it, where like, you know, I don't want to drink that and that. Like I was talking to the guitar player in my band, Paul, about this on the way home. Like since I've like started this, like I didn't do this a lot when I moved house anyway, but something I would have done semi regularly is drink a lot of milk. Like I love a pint of milk with my dinner. I would just down a pint of milk sometimes just because I like it. You know, I genuinely really enjoy milk. I know that makes some people heave. It's one of those things. Yeah, I love it.
People say that cereal killers drink.
I really like milk. What can I say?
I'm the same though. I used to drink a lot of milk.
Not that milk is like, but like I'm trying to just like keep things like simple. So like I'm only drinking water and Coke Zero and tea pretty much. Like that's all I'm drinking. And like I'm trying to be like, I can only have a Coke Zero if I'm finishing my water. So like if, for example, like if I like the day I was rehearsing this week was Tuesday. So we rehearsed on Tuesday and I had 500 milliliters of water left when I was having my dinner. But I knew I was going to drink that 500 milliliters because when you're singing, you need to be drinking constantly to like be doing it properly, like, you know, like for, because it's a 2-hour session, like, so I'm singing for like probably like an hour 15 to 90 minutes of that, so like you need to have water. So I knew I'd easily clear another 500, so I'll have a Coke Zero then, but like I won't. Even like today at lunch, like someone was like, "Oh, will you split a can?" I was like, "No, I can't because I haven't finished my water yet. Once I finish my water, I'll move on to that." But yeah, I'm trying to like eat less of that kind. Like, not, I didn't eat a lot of processed food anyway. Like I make most of my meals anyway. Like, you know, like I've always been someone that cooks, like, you know. But like I've never been someone who like has, like, I obviously don't drink for the last couple of years, and I've never gotten into coffee. And the thing I don't want to get into, I'm not too into getting into like protein powders or, you know, protein shakes and that sort of stuff. I kind of just would rather be like, I'll just have a chicken breast, like, you know. I'd rather just kind of do it that way. I'd rather it be like real, not, I say real food, like, you know, all food's real food, like, you know. I don't want to be like I said, I don't want to be pedantic or pissy about it, like, or I don't want to like sound elitist about it. I'm just trying to do what works for me.
Foods as much as possible.
Yeah, no, that doesn't mean I don't like I've said this before and I will say it again. I've said it to everybody, like, I am living on those Milky Bar mousses, and that's a processed food. Like, I am living on those little bastards because they're 70 calories a pop, and they are like, they're scratching that Milky Bar fix for me, because that was a big thing for me. Like, I fucking love Milky Bar chocolate. Like,
it's a nail itch you need to be scratched every day, because if not, it's
so
not good for the heart.
The Milky Bar mousses scratch that itch for 70 calories, you know.
Kind of off topic there, but just because you said it, is it awkward, like, for example, like, I seen on your story this week that you were practicing in the band just for like a rehearsal session, but one of the members didn't turn up to the or he wasn't available for the rehearsal. Is it awkward to, like, as a band, work around that and have to play with like maybe an element of the or an element of a song that probably needed for him to be there? Does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, and no, because, do you know what, like, it's actually something that can really benefit your session as well. So Billy was just busy with college work. He said to me, it was weeks ago, that he was like, "Oh lads, I can't do these 2 weeks. I've just got college deadlines and stuff coming up, so I just need to focus on that." We were like, "Yeah, grand. We haven't actually got a gig this month. We're just rehearsing just to stay sharp, like, you know." And especially because Paul has just joined the band, like, we want to give Paul as many sessions as we possibly can, like, you know. So
of course.
But what can be really good about that is like you then, because like you're so used to listening to this massive noise that is a full band performance, like with the drums, the guitars, and the vocals and all that sort of stuff. Like when you take something out and you kind of need to be a bit quiet, like things just get a bit quieter, and you can hear other things a bit more clearly. Now for me it's not as big of a deal, but for our drummer Adam, so like in bands, the bass player and the drummer are like they're like a section, and then me and the other guitar player are like another section. Like that's kind of how you would break it down as a 4-piece band. Like so Adam missed Billy a bit more, but it also let Adam could hear more of what me and Paul were playing, and he was then saying like Adam was able to kind of suggest things or say, oh, okay, now I get why this happens here. Like it works both ways, like because then there's songs like for example like Galway. When we play Galway, we really miss Billy because it's a really soft song, and if you go a bit too ham with the electric guitar, it just kind of doesn't ruin the song, but like it just doesn't sound right, because if you try and replace that, whereas with the bass, because you can play it really smoothly and really lightly and have it sound really like slick, it just helps bring it together. But like, there's positives and negatives to it, like and like we done a session last year before Paul joined and when Keane was still in the band, where our drummer Adam an hour before just said, lads, I'm dying sick, I can't make it, so we had to do a session with the drummer, you know. So but that was really beneficial to do that session, because we could hear the bass and the two guitars and the vocal a bit more clearly, because obviously drums are very, very loud, so we were able to hear what we were all playing a little bit more clearly, and you can just you can just tighten up some loose ends and stuff, like stuff where you go, I thought I heard that this time, I thought I heard that time, like it can help things just get a bit tighter, and it's honestly, like, I think it's more of a good thing than a bad thing. Obviously you want to do more sessions with the 4, but like shit happens, like like shit comes up, like Billy has to put college ahead of what we're doing, like so.
Yeah, I was just wondering, because just when I seen your story, I was like, is it a weird complexity, like when you're so used to playing songs regularly in the same pattern with a 4-piece band, like is it weird when there's one element is missing? But like you were saying there, it's good practice for everyone.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a bit weird at gigs. Like at gigs, we played a gig as a 3-piece there. Like Billy couldn't make so we got a gig really last minute. Like I think we only got the gig on the Sunday, and we played it on the Thursday a few weeks ago. And Billy just said, I can't make it, it's too short notice. Like he was in Belfast, he already had plans. So we're like, right, grand, we'll just do it as a 3-piece. And like that's where we missed Billy, because like that's on stage, that's in front of a crowd. That's where like I would like, you have stage moves sort of like for a 4-piece band, like that we're playing in pubs and clubs and stuff, like but like you have little things that you do, and like there's like I'll introduce the band, I'll say Adam from blah blah blah, Paul from blah blah blah, Billy from blah blah, and when one of the guys are missing, it just changes it a bit, or you kind of need to just be a bit more aware of things, like it's something that you don't get to practice that sort of stuff a lot, because like it's kind of like an abnormality thing. It's definitely an abnormality when when a member of the band isn't there. Like I always want to do gigs with the 4 of us, but I also want to just do gigs. So like there's going to be gigs where Adam can't make it. There's going to be gigs where Paul can't make it, and we just got to work through it. Like but it's a mix. I'd say it's a good thing in rehearsals, but it's a bad thing at a gig. Final answer.
Final answer. Yeah, I got something in the post that I was gonna send you a photo yesterday about it, but I was like, I'm gonna wait to show them on the podcast. Me and Shaun are big fans of Invincible, the TV show or animation if you haven't watched it. But I ordered the comic per se. But instead of ordering like each volume, I just ordered to order a compendium, which is basically like all them put into one. So myself and me and Nicola are going to Turkey on Sunday. So I was like, I want to have a book that I can just flake out and read at the pool and whatever. But I didn't realise how big the book actually is. So sorry for anyone listening on Spotify, you're not going to see this. But for anyone watching on YouTube, Nicola's like it's a dictionary. It's very cool. Very cool. Yeah, like really cool illustrations and stuff. But I didn't realise how big it was when I ordered it. So if Nicola's gonna kill me if our suitcase is overweight, but it's coming with me anyway. Let me put that back up there.
That's pretty cool. That's not gonna lie, but that thing is like a fucking that's like a Lord of the Rings level type
And
book. Like that's a fat bastard like me.
And there's 3 compendiums for anyone that didn't know. But basically, we're only like halfway through the second compendium compared to where the TV show is at the moment. So my plan is, I don't want to ruin it for myself because I didn't obviously read the Invincible comic first. So my plan is to actually just stay with the show and watch the show first and then read the comic. Because I don't want to like ruin it for myself. Because I always see people in the comments being like, "Oh, I already know what happens because I've read the comics," and like it's like comic readers versus Invincible watchers. Like they know everything that's coming ahead of them. So I kind of just got it just for the sake of because I love the comic so much. And the animation, very cool. If you haven't watched it,
it's a really good show for those of you that haven't seen it. Like it's probably one of the best shows being made at the moment, and the animation is sick.
I also have something to say to you, kind of separate to this. It kind of relates to last week's podcast, but. So I was on Letterboxd yesterday because I wanted to just add some movies I've watched during the week or the past 2 to 3 weeks, and I seen a review you left for Happy Gilmore 2. So I watched it last night, and I have to completely disagree with you.
Really?
I was very, very surprised by your comment. I thought it was terrible compared to the first one. I thought it was like a PR movie where they just got like millions of celebrities and like B-list, A-list celebrities that are from America and just threw them into a movie, and then it was just all like the fact. Spoiler alert, yeah, for anyone that's listening to this, but the fact that he kills his wife like 5 minutes into the movie is just bizarre to me.
Yeah, I think it's a safer spoiler thing because it happens so soon. It's not like you're spoiling the ending. Like this happens in the first 5 minutes. So this is like what sets up the plot.
I just didn't think the joke slapped at all. I did. Now I would say I did like Bad Bunny's character. I thought he was funny, and his cousin was really funny as well. But I just didn't think the jokes like were slapping at all. I didn't think the acting was great. I hated that scene on the golf course when he was training with the 3 actors and actresses. Eric Andre and then that girl from Substances in it.
Yeah,
I thought that whole skit scene there was terrible. It's just not my kind of comedy though. Like I know you like slapstick comedy, so it's a bit different.
I mean, like, for me, I think my review was this is the best bad film I've ever watched. I think that's what it was. So, like,
and I was like, there's so many worse movies that are so much better than that.
No, but
like Mean Girls would be one, for example.
Like, Mean Girls is class, man. Mean Girls is a good fucking film. I will not have you chatting shit about Mean Girls on this podcast, man. Mean Girls is fucking class.
No, but it's a slapstick shit movie that's good. You know what I mean? Like, White Chicks.
I wouldn't be calling Mean Girls. I wouldn't call Mean Girls slapstick.
White Chicks is another version, though. It is, though. It is, though. Like, White Chicks will be another one. You know, these, like they fit into this category of, like shitty romantic comedies / kind of, like, sketches where they, like, a lot of the scenes are kind of, like...
You really lean into the Terry Crews element of White Chicks. White Chicks are romantic comedy.
Well, no, I wouldn't really call it. But, like, that kind of style of comedy, I think, is really slapstick. But in a good sense, though. Like, for me, I would say, like, there's better slapsticks would be, like... I'm going blank now. But, like, yeah, Mean Girls is one, I would say. White Chicks is another. Like, what's the one with the 2 lads? Step Brothers. That kind of like
that's that. Yeah,
funny.
I don't think I'd call Mean Girls a slapstick comedy. Like I would call it like a dramedy, like drama comedy type of thing. Because like the actual story of Mean Girls is like it's pretty interesting. Like you know the whole like thing that, like where she becomes Regina. Like you know like she becomes the person she like you know she was trying to get like that she was trying to like say she was better than like you know or she was jealous or embarrassed of like you know.
This is definitely one of your favorite movies, and I'm calling you out now.
Mean Girls would be in my top 20. I would say top 20. It's probably up there. Like I would say I watch Mean Girls probably every second year. Like it's one of those films as well that like you don't turn off when you flick by it on TV. Like if you are like flicking through channels and it's like halfway through it, you'll finish Mean Girls when you. White Chicks is another one of those films as well. To be fair.
Yeah.
But Happy Gilmore, like so, like my thing on what did I give it? Do you stars?
You give it 3 out of 5.
Okay, yeah, like I said, like the film, like they're not trying to make, and like one thing like I had to like kind of like say to myself when I was reviewing it was like they are not trying to make the first Happy Gilmore again. They're not trying to make Schindler's List. They're not trying to make Step Brothers. They're not. They are, like, this film
Schindler's
knows.
List. That's a crazy comparison.
But no, it's what I'm saying is like they're not trying to make
No.
a film like that. They know what, like, Adam Sandler knows this film is not a great film. Like, he knows what it is. But I found myself laughing along, and like the cameos, like I honestly think that's like one of the best cameo films I've ever watched. Like, it is
They
a
have,
cameo
like,
fest. Like,
It's like just
don't
a cameo
don't spoil
fest.
it.
It's a
Don't
PR
spoil it for
bullshit.
people. Like, it's
Yeah.
so, like, some of the people that pop up in this film are insane. Like,
The
not
whole
just
golfing tour is on it as well. Like they had like
Yeah.
every single professional golfer at the top of their game in the film.
yeah,
as well.
yeah. Like, if you know anything about golf, which I don't
Yeah.
know a lot, but like just from watching Sky Sports News, like they have like some fucking stars. Like, you can only imagine who is there based off what we said there. Like, but again, it won't spoil it. Some of the people that pop up in this film is fucking just so crazy and mental. But like, yeah, they're not trying to like. That's where my review was. I was kind of trying to say to myself, like, look, did I laugh? Yeah, I laughed quite a lot watching it. And some of those were just at the cameos. Some of them were at the jokes. Like, I loved the whole, like, everything he had was a flask. Like, the cucumber in the shop got me. Like, that I was wet myself at that. Like, when I saw him fucking pop open the cucumber and drinking whiskey out of it. Like,
Yeah.
like I have a soft spot for Adam Sandler. I think I said this last week in the podcast, but
Yeah.
I've got a soft spot for the Sandman. Like, and yeah, it's one of those films like I don't think I'll ever watch it again, or if I do, I don't know what state I'd have to be in. But it's not as good as the first one. Like, like I
No.
wouldn't go in expecting like
I like the first one.
it. But like I found it so weird. Like, we've already said that he killed off Judy Brown, but like Judy Brown's in the film. Like, because she pops
she
up
does
like.
all the flashbacks.
So, like, because when it happened, I was like, there must have been a scheduling conflict, but they wanted to give Julie a credit, and because Adam Sandler's notorious for getting his friends and getting people into his films and getting them paid, like getting them on the Writers Guild and getting them, giving them lines for films just so they get paid, and like the fact Julie Brown was in the film, it's not like she's in the film throughout it, just in the form of like hallucinations and flashbacks and stuff that's not in the first film, so she is in the film throughout it. But like, I would have thought if they're gonna kill her off like that, why do that when she's in? Like, I would have thought it'd be a scheduling thing. That was my thing. Like, I know it serves as the plot device to kind of make it happen, but like, it just seems like they wrote one draft of the script and were like, "Grand." But again, like I said, I talk about script, and like I could talk to you about the first, second, and third act, and I could talk to you about the terrible direction, but that does not fucking matter, because like that's not the type of film they were trying to make. As simple as that, like,
For any of our listeners, let us know during the week. We'll put a post up. What did you think of Adam Sandler 2? Or
Adam Sandler 2.
Sandler 2. Happy Gilmore 2.
Adam Sandler 2.
Adam Sandler 2. Wouldn't be surprised if there's a movie in the future called Adam Sandler.
Yeah, this is probably a good segue into the topic for this week.
Very good.
The first natural one that we've done in a while. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, the topic for this week is more about film. So if you didn't like our pedantic film chat there, you're not gonna enjoy the rest of this episode. Log off now.
You can log off now. Thanks for the view.
See you next week. But if you do like our shy talk about movies, we're going to talk about a few more films now. And the topic for this week is lists of movies that you would like to show your kids or your nieces and nephews or younger cousins, or a film, like, films that in general you think people should watch, or like they're must-see films,
This is a real family-friendly user kind of topic. I actually really liked it when you said it in the group chat this week. I was like, oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah, facts. Yeah. It's a good. I think it'll be like a nicer, because we had two pretty heavy episodes quite recently with the whole TikTok thing, so I was like, it'll be a nicer kind of like light-hearted thing to go into again. Just talk about films that we either love or we think people should watch.
I mean, off camera, I think we spend like 90% of our time talking about movies anyway, so it literally makes. There you go. I broke mine down into like two sections. So I have like specifically movies that are made for kids, like animation movies, and then I broke it down into like adultery movies, which are like I'd make my kids watch when they're like 15, that kind of you know,
adultery films, so just
they
all
can
films
under
of people
Yeah.
cheating on their partners.
yeah, cheating on the partners, heads blown off, like the worst of the worst. I think this is probably an obvious one. Lion King. I mean, who hasn't watched it growing up, especially our generation? And it teaches you so much about like grief and like family bases and stuff like that. So that's kind of one that came to the top of my head straight away. We'll just go back and forth, I suppose. It's a good idea.
Yeah, I've kind of a bit of a family section here, so like I would kind of say in that section, my first thing, and this is in my top 4 on Letterboxd, is The Incredibles.
Oh, I love The Incredibles.
Incredibles.
Like Edna Mode is like one of my favorite characters of all time.
Yeah, have you seen the videos of Brad? Have you seen the videos of like the director? Do you know who plays Edna Mode?
Yeah, it's a guy.
Yeah, it's the director of the film, Brad Bird.
Yeah.
He's the guy, and he also done like Ratatouille as well. He's done a couple of those. Like most of the good Pixar films have been done by Brad Bird. I think he done The Iron Giant as well. So like,
another really good movie.
Yeah, and as well, like I know you haven't seen the Fantastic Four, but for anybody who has seen the Fantastic Four, this is no spoiler, but the Fantastic Four is like, there's so many similarities to The Incredibles. It's so funny. Like I won't say that, and but you will watch it and go, there's so many plot beats from The Incredibles, like down to characterizations of people. There's so many things that are like The Incredibles, like
I read something on Reddit that someone said something similar about it.
Now, to be fair, I do think The Incredibles was written based off a loose interpretation of the Fantastic Four, because when The Incredibles came out, there wasn't a Fantastic Four film out, and they obviously didn't have the rights to at the time, like for Pixar. So, like it's like the Incredibles is basically a Fantastic Four rip-off, like in a way, but it's so. It's mad to say that, but yeah, I love The Incredibles. I've always even Simone said I was carrying something down the stairs earlier, and she said a line from The Incredibles, and I was like, yeah, that's my girl.
Me and Nicola always do it. Like she'd be like, "Where's my phone?" And I'm like, "Where's my super suit?" I said, "Where's my super suit?"
It breaks my heart that Simone.
It's in my top 5. Like
Simone doesn't like the film that much. And it kind of breaks my heart, because I wouldn't mind that's a film I'd like to like. That's like one of the most solid plane watch films. Like that's a fantastic film to watch on the plane, like when you're going on holidays or something like that.
Hell yeah, that's
Hell yeah.
Kind of a newer one, which I watched last year with Nicola and I thought was brilliant, is Soul. I think you can probably
Soul is fucking brilliant. Yeah,
very deep. Kind of like about like chasing the dream and then realizing that the whole process is kind of the dream, that you're like chasing the goal is the dream. So really good movie if you haven't seen it. Will Smith, I think, is the voice acting, or is it Jamie Foxx? I can't remember. I think it's Jamie Foxx. Yeah.
I think it's Jamie Foxx. Yeah, it's
Fox,
definitely not Will Smith.
No. But actually,
Soul is a class, especially as a musician. It's a film based around a jazz musician. Fucking class. If you haven't watched Soul, I think it's one of the few films I have marked as 5 stars in Letterboxd.
Definitely, it is a brilliant movie.
Anyway, on similar lines, I have Up.
Yeah, I had Up as well on my list.
I had a feeling you would have Up.
Nothing to say about Up. It's just brilliant
Up is just
movie.
Fucking great.
Great information about old, like being in love with someone for a long time, and unfortunately, I'm not going to spoil for anyone who hasn't seen it, but if you haven't seen it, you've definitely been able to.
It's just like another thing with about Happy Gilmore. Like it's the first 5-10 minutes of the film. What we're talking about, like So I'm pretty sure everyone knows as well. It's like fucking Darth Vader being Luke's father. It's like one of those things that everyone just fucking knows.
It's the banker, it's a banker.
Yeah. It's like it's one of the few 5 films that doesn't matter if you've seen it or not. Everybody knows. Like, yeah, I'm sure those are examples of that as well. Like where like
this one I have is from Nicola. So because I actually asked her earlier, actually when you text me, I said, "Is there any ones you'd like to mention?" So obviously, she's gonna say Shrek. Of course, that was
Shrek's classic.
Shrek's just a fun movie, and I wouldn't really say much like there's deepness to the film. I mean, there is parts of it, but overall it's just a good movie for kids to watch. But she said Coco. Coco is.
I've not seen Coco.
You would love it. Very good. A lot about like Mexican culture and like how they kind of praise and worship the dead rather than kind of grieving. It's a really good movie. If you get a chance to watch
That's
it.
the one with the song "We Don't Talk About Bruno," is it?
Yeah.
And that's the same guy who wrote Hamilton, Lin-Manuel Miranda.
Yeah, which we need to watch together. I think I've decided
Actually,
that we're going to watch
do
that
you know
together.
what? Just sorry to be slightly off topic for a second. They're only yesterday. So Hamilton turns 10 yesterday. I think yesterday was the 10-year anniversary. They're releasing Hamilton in cinemas, and it's a worldwide release. As if like it's not just in like one chain of cinemas. Like they're doing a full worldwide release, so it'll be in cinemas for a month. So you guys should go and check it out in the cinema.
If I can get the chance to in Switzerland if they got Hamilton on.
No, but
you never know. This might be.
But that's why it's a wide release. Like they're treating it like it's going to get a release similar to Fantastic Four or Superman. Like it's going to get the full experience because that's what Disney originally bought the rights to. It's the pro shot as well. So it's not a film. You're watching the Broadway musical.
Yeah, it's a live
on
show.
Broadway. Like and there's be prepared for this. I know this happens in Switzerland anyway, but there's an intermission in the middle of it.
As well.
So
it fits in.
So it fits in. But I remember when I watched it for the first time, I think 2019, 2020, when I first watched it, there's literally just a black screen with intermission and it's just a 15-minute timer. It doesn't skip it on Disney Plus. It just is intermission, go off and get, it doesn't say.
I actually like that though because it makes me feel like we're at the theater now.
It really does. But yeah, man, Hamilton's just class. Just please, especially if you like Coco, go there's so many songs I've heard bits and pieces from Coco, there's so many things from that are so similar to Hamilton, and just Hamilton's just class. Everybody should watch Hamilton.
I have an honorable mentions list as well that I'll just run through quickly. So I have Toy Story because that was my favorite movie growing up as a kid. I watched that all the time. Zootopia is my current favorite new kids movie to come out. If you haven't seen it, it's class. There's so many adult innuendos in it, just hilarious. Animation one would be My Neighbor Totoro. If you've never seen it, it's a brilliant movie. Just really, really good storytelling. I think you'd actually really like that. You should probably give it a watch as well. And then Finding Nemo, of course. I mean, kind of relates to my situation. Lol.
There's two films I'm surprised you didn't mention. I was expecting to be on your list. One was Into the Spider-Verse. Surprised you didn't have that on there.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't think we were going to go down I was going to leave that to a superhero whole section we could do for another day.
Okay.
But, yeah. That is in my top 10 movies of all time, by the way. So let me
and what other one was it? I literally had it in my head there 2 seconds ago. I was expecting you to say it's after going on my head. I'm after forgetting it. There's another one where I was
Over the Hedge as well. I love Over the Hedge. That's another.
Just thought of it. Sorry, I was expecting you to have Spirited Away.
Oh yeah, no, that I did have that, but I was debating. I was like, I don't want to have too many on my list. I was trying to think between Spirited Away or My Neighbor Totoro.
Have as many as you like.
Yeah, and I felt like My Neighbor Totoro was more child friendly, so I was family episode.
I wouldn't even class Spirited Away as a kids film at all, by the way.
Not
that's
really.
a deep ass fucking film.
Also, there's some really dark scenes in that film as well.
Yeah, I watched
Great
that
movie,
when I was what did you watch it in school as well? When we were in TY,
yeah.
I was watching that, I got quite uncomfortable at some scenes, because it's class, it's class, but it's the anime, it's a Japanese anime, and just some of this, how anime gets, sometimes it's all soft and bubbles and everything's fucking sunshine and rainbows, and sometimes shit gets fucking deep real quick. I nearly said real quick.
Real quick.
Real quick.
Real
shit
quick.
gets deep real quick.
Just a dub like that.
Squad. So, but yeah, I'm just trying to think it's right. I kind of, honestly, I had Toy Story down there as well. Inside Out probably as well.
Inside Out. Oh, I had Inside Out on my list. I just forgot to say it. Yeah, there's so. Great. Yeah, Inside Out is great for an emotion, trying to describe emotions to a kid as well. There's so many movies. We could be here all day talking about these movies.
There's the film that I specifically thought of when I was when this list came up of what I wanted to do. The film that first shot to my head was Mrs. Doubtfire.
Yeah, that actually was on my list as well.
Love Mrs. Doubtfire is one of those films that I similar to what I said about one of the other ones. That if it's on, I said about Mean Girls, that if it's on TV at any point, it doesn't matter if the film has just started or if it's right at the last 15 minutes, I will stop and watch Mrs. Doubtfire. It's so good.
It's just a funny movie. It's a really funny kid, like wholesome kids movie, and the goat is in it as well, of course. You know what I
Mr.
mean?
Robin Williams, yeah.
Mr.
Oh,
Roman is rest in peace.
one more animated one actually as well. Mitchell's versus the Machines.
Yes, yes,
What
yes,
a
yes.
film! Like lads, it's a Netflix original movie, so
Funny.
it's genuinely like I'm not exaggerating when I say this. Like it is one of the funniest films I've ever watched. And, like it's a kids, like it's fully like a kids film. Like, but it is
Many adult innuendos.
So funny. Like oh my god! Like I watched it by myself. One day. No, actually, I think I watched it with Simone for the first time. Like I was just, it's the same people who did Into the Spider-Verse as well, and the Lego films, the same producers. And I just heard lots of really good things. And I just said to Simone, we stick on one day. She's like, yeah, Grant, this is like 2 years ago. And we were like in my old box room in my nana's house, like wetting ourselves laughing. Like it's so good. Like I recommend anybody check out Mitchell's vs. the Machines.
Very, very funny. Have you got many on like your adultery? I don't know if you have one or like an adultery list. Like an adultery movie list. Sorry, I need to be careful how I say this.
I was like, yeah,
X rated, 18 plus.
What are you doing, stepladder?
What are you doing? You're stuck in there, stepladder. You gotta move yourself out of the way. Right, enough of this. My first one that I obviously like came into my mind straight away was The Pursuit of Happiness. That's why I have that down there as well. It's just a brilliant movie. Really about like chasing goals and like, you know, like never letting people tell you can't do anything. It's just Will Smith at his best before the whole slap situation, pretty much.
Yeah, I think like top one for me in that category is like Shawshank Redemption. Like everybody needs to watch it. I know it's cliche, but it's cliche for a reason.
You know what? I still haven't seen it.
What?
Yeah.
You've not watched it?
I know everything about the movie. I know the whole plot. I've seen all the scenes. I've just never sat down and watched the movie. I know.
Oh, that's crazy! I can't believe I didn't know that you hadn't seen that.
Yeah, you know the way like there's
crazy.
Like, you know the way like there's big movies that like everyone's seen, but there's always like one or two that you haven't seen or like you haven't got around to yet. That was one of the ones. So I will eventually watch it because Mango's favorite film is Shawshank as well. So we always said we'd watch it together, but we just haven't got around to it yet. But I definitely will watch it soon. It's on my list. Like,
yeah, it's like I said there, like it's a cliche goat film, but like it is
brilliant story.
It is that good. Whereas like I feel like I always feel like The Godfather is like people say that's the best. Like it's always people always say the best 3 films of all time. It's one of these 3. It's always Shawshank, Godfather, or Citizen Kane.
Yeah, I've heard all them. Yeah.
And the only one that I would say is like doesn't deserve to be up there. It's not that it doesn't deserve, but for me, I just don't view it as highly as the other 2 as The Godfather, because Citizen Kane and Shawshank are like they deserve to be fighting for that top 1 and top 2 spot. Have you seen Citizen Kane?
Yeah, brilliant movie. Another one kind of on the basis of that is 12 Angry Men. If you haven't seen that, it's a brilliant movie. Very, very old, good movie. It's very old now, made in the 60s, but really at its time was like great storytelling. Another one I had here, which I thought you were probably going to say, even though I actually don't feel like I actually enjoy the movie, I just don't think it's well written, but I understand the principle of the film is really good, is The Truman Show.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah, we talked about this before. Yeah, we talked about this before. I think the understanding of the movie and like what it stands by, I think is brilliant. I just don't like the way it's set and the storyline, and I'm not the biggest fan of Jim Carrey as well. So like there's I think that's my own issue there. But I think it's like as a purpose, like an aim for a movie, I think it's brilliant.
Yeah. I like The Truman Show as much as it's a solid film. I think it's one of those ones that, like I said, like people like the whole point of the list. I think it's a film everyone should watch. Like I think it's a film that I think everyone will have a different perspective on it as well. It's quite unique in that way of like, you know, it's really depending on like how and when you watch it in your life. I think you could get a different perception on it, like, you know. But I enjoyed it, like, you know. I think it's like the first time you see Jim Carrey like move into a more, I know it's still a bit of a comedy, like, you know, but it is quite dramatic as well, like, you know, because what's happening is quite, like, when you think about it, it's quite fucked up when you think of it from his perspective, like, you know.
It's very question reality kind of movie.
Yeah. Another film like that, right? And people might not agree with me on this, right? But this is a film I very strongly feel should be shown in schools from the age of 15. But no, it's a horrible film to watch, right? But it's so powerful. Like watching that film, you don't forget this film, and I won't rewatch this film. It's Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, I had a feeling you were gonna say that.
Oh, have you watched it?
Yeah. I told you to watch it.
Yeah. Oh man, heartbreaking film. Like I'm not talking like Titanic.
It's a very hard film to watch.
Yeah, it's purposely making you very uncomfortable for the last 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I watched it twice, and on both times I watched it, it was very, very tough to sit through the whole process of the film. And now I probably will watch it again in about 10 years' time just to get a revamp. I always do that, tend to leave with the big films, but yeah, highly recommend if anyone hasn't seen that.
It's for anybody that hasn't seen it. The synopsis is like you're basically following four people whose lives, like a mother, a son, the son's girlfriend, and the son's friend. You're basically watching the four of them cope with different addictions, and you see how at the start of the film somebody is already addicted, and through the course of the film somebody starts to get addicted, and it just shows the different stages of how addiction affects people. And like it's not just as simple as drugs and alcohol. Like there's some really complex addictions that are explored in it, and like it's so like I said, it's one of those films I would not watch the film before you go to bed.
You don't forget. It's like Schindler's List. You don't forget it.
Yeah, Schindler's List is another one that I don't have it on the list, but I would say everyone probably should watch the film.
Should watch it at least once. Yeah, you won't forget it after you watch Schindler's List.
I wouldn't watch Schindler's List again. One, because it's 3.5 hours, so it's a long film to sit through. But you finish Schindler's List, and did I tell this story on the podcast before when I first watched Schindler's List?
I can't remember, but I've seen it 3 times as well. Yeah.
So I watched Schindler's List for the first time when I was 18. And I watched it on a flight from Bulgaria to Dublin.
That is horrible.
Yeah,
horrible
I don't know. Well, I didn't know what I was signing up for. I just was like, oh, it's Spielberg. It's one of the greats. It's a must see. It was on Netflix. I just downloaded it, and the flight's 4 hours.
Jesus.
I mean, I knew the synopsis of it, but I didn't realize.
Okay.
I wasn't as into films as I am now. So I was just like, oh, this is a must see film. I always saw it on top 10 lists, and I always saw it was a must-see film, so I was like, oh, I'll just watch it, because I was like, this is perfect. It's 3.5 hours. I can get on the flight, sit down for a few minutes, stick this on, and then by the time the film's done, get off the flight, which did happen. But I was wrecked. I was in a state when the film finished, and at one point I did get up and went to the toilet, right, and I was sitting beside this old couple. I'd say they were probably in their 60s or 70s. They're sitting beside me, and I'm watching Schindler's List. And so I go to the toilet, I come back, and I get myself set up, and the woman just taps me, who's sitting beside me, and she goes, sorry, are you watching Schindler's List? Now, me and my husband are just, we think we recognise it. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, have you seen it before? And I was like, no. She was like, she said to me, that's a brave choice for an airplane. And I was in bits at the end of it, and as I got
so
off,
she was right.
Yeah, she was looking at me, she was like, I told you.
It's a rough one. It's a
rough film, but it's a good one.
It's a great movie.
If not to mansplain too much, but for anybody who doesn't know what it's about, the invasion. It's about World War II. It's about the Nazis basically putting the Jews into concentration camps, and about Oskar Schindler, who sheltered some people, from the Nazis until the end of the war. It's a great film.
Yeah, great guy as well. Another movie kind of set on the whole. It was actually more about Requiem of a Dream, about trauma and kind of that kind of thing. Is Good Will Hunting. I mean, another one that's in everyone's kind of top 15, 10 movies. But I actually do think this movie should be shown in schools as well, because it shows a really, for kids that have been brought up in trauma-based areas, shows them how much they can grow within their own lives in terms of relationships, opportunities, that kind of area. Also, great acting as well. Matt Damon's brilliant in it, and Robin Williams as well to go. Another one I don't think you probably would have on your list, and I watched this. This is kind of a bit of a deeper one, but I watched this alone when I spent Christmas by myself one year, just for our own personal circumstances. But Life is Beautiful. Don't know if you ever seen it. It's a movie made in the 1980s. Probably a lot of people not have heard about it, but I remember when
I
I got it.
recognize it. I don't
Yeah,
think I've
yeah.
seen it, but I think I've heard about it.
It's just about a family around coming up to the Christmas period, like a wife, a husband, and a young daughter, and like that. It's just based around like living in America and like kind of like the optimism within horror situations. That's kind of what the movie's about. But if you get a chance, highly recommend that one as well.
Um, another another one I would probably put up there is Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
well.
I had on my list too.
Must
Yeah,
see for
brilliant
everyone.
movie.
It's that's more. Well, yeah, it's just classic. Like it's just
It's iconic.
It's like,
I got Nicholas to watch that recently, actually.
I feel like that's one of those films as well that like it's gonna get phased out because like it's full of references to the 70s, the 80s, and like it's some early 90s things, but it's so ingrained with like the Kennedy and Nixon presidencies of America, and I feel like as America has changed so much, people are going to be very, unsupportive of stuff that sees them in positive lights. Like you don't often see any films nowadays that paint Russia or paint China, any Middle Eastern countries or China as well. Like you don't get a lot of films that paint those countries in good lights, and I feel like people I think one, it's a political thing, but also as well, like I think some people as well will not watch it because it's just going to become such a time capsule, which might help it long term. It could go either way. I personally feel that like it's going to be a film that like people will watch and they won't get it because I think I'm thinking of a 20-year-old in 20 years time. They're gonna I don't get half of these jokes, or I don't get what's going on. Obviously you can read up about it, but it'd just be so much stuff will have happened since then that they'll have in their brain.
There's another really good movie that I watched last year called Roma. Kind of about like motherhood and like being in a poverty area within Mexico. It's on a lot of people's like indie kind of vibe movies, but it just shows a lot of like kind of good humanistic traits for like, I'd say for like, growing older and trying to like have the perspective of like parents and stuff like that. It's another good movie I'd highly recommend as well. I have an honorable mention list and then we can finish up. I have like Back to the Future because it's just like if you're into sci-fi or if you like that, it's just a good movie, good old yarn, as they say. Home Alone, of course, like come on, Macaulay Culkin, like you know what I mean, the goat, like. And then I had Dead Poets Society, another brilliant movie. I love that film when I watched it in school as well.
I wasn't as I do think it's a film people should watch, but I wasn't as keen on Dead Poets Society. And I love Robin Williams as well.
Robin Williams again. It's just
I'm a sucker for that and Robin Williams. Like Adam Sandler, I'm a sucker for anything Robin Williams is in. Like I love I would probably put in the same category Patch Adams. Have you seen Patch Adams?
Oh, that film nearly. And like Shaun knows, I'm not a really like for me and Shaun's friendship, right? I've definitely seen Shaun cry way more times than he's seen me cry because I'm not really a crier. But there's movies that like do get to me, and like I think I've I counted on 5. I can name the 5 movies that broke me. It's Patch Adams, the Green Mile, that absolutely broke me. If you haven't seen that, it's a brilliant movie. What's it called? What's the movie? Schindler's List, of course. I can't lie. You actually, if you don't cry at Schindler's List, there's something wrong with you. I can put that out there. There's something wrong. You are a horrible human being if you don't cry at that movie. So get the tears going. And Good Will Hunting. So 4 movies are pretty much the only movies that have made me cry. Yeah.
I Green Mile was the last one on my list there. I think I probably cry. I've no problem. I cry at happy films. Like I'm a sucker for love and for good characters and good stories.
He's an
and stuff
optimistic guy.
Yeah, I'm a crier. I've never hidden that. Most of my friends would know that as well. I'll happily cry in joy for people and stuff
Yeah.
One film for me that really hit home. It didn't make me cry, but it really made me felt I suppose it made me felt heard and seen. was Punch Drunk Love, and that's a film I've been
Oh, it's
telling you
getting
to watch
deep
for
now.
a while.
Yeah,
I
on my
love
list.
Punch Drunk Love, and that's funny enough an Adam. It's not. It's so Adam Sandler is the lead actor in it, but it's directed by Paul Thomas Anderson. I think I actually mentioned it about a week or two ago on the podcast, but
I think it was
that
like
film
2
for
weeks
me,
ago,
yeah, like that's one for me where like it's like I like Sing Street in a way of like Sing Street's my favorite film, but I don't think it's an essential film for everybody to watch. But if you want to like dive into a bit more about me and my personality, I'd say watch Sing Street, and I would probably also say watch Punch Drunk Love. You know,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
Punch Drunk Love would probably come in my top 10. You know, and
Is
like,
this-
Punch.
You know,
Sorry,
there's
go on.
some movies. Sorry, just I've got across, but it's like there's some movies that like you've no reason of why it's like it's just a good movie. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to go. You know, I like them movies where you don't have to go into too much detail about it. It's just a good film, and like you just feel happy about the film or optimistic, or it just
I'm
makes
like
you
that.
feel a certain way.
That for me is Mrs. Doubtfire. Like that,
Yeah.
Mrs. Doubtfire is that for me.
That's
No,
like me with Zootopia. Like I don't think there's a specific reason behind that. I just love the film. I don't know why. I just really enjoy the film.
Mm.
Yeah.
Right. Well, it's probably a good place to wrap up because we've been shouting on about films for on topic about half an hour, but realistically about 40 minutes. You know.
Let us know. Let us. Anyone listening to the podcast, let us know what your favorite or your recommendations you would give to your own kids in the future or nieces or nephews. We'd very much like to hear.
Yeah, of course. You can find us on Instagram at The Distance Dilemma. You can find us on TikTok. You can email us if you want, thedistancedilemma@gmail.com. But yeah, I think we are going to leave it there for today. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode number 29 of The Distance Dilemma. My name is Shaun. I'm in Dublin, Ireland. This has been Imran. He's in Thun, Switzerland. Again, our long distance friendship podcast. Episodes come out on Mondays at 6 a.m. Irish time, 7 a.m. Central European time. Okay, guys,
Sure.
thank you so much for tuning in, and we will talk to you again next week.